We are live in Prairie View Cricket Ground, just northwest of Houston, and we are playing the pre-quarter final match between Southeast Renegades and the Edmonton Renegades. These two teams have had up and down results coming into today's match. This match will determine who is the last 8 in Division 1 for the 9th annual Cricket America tournament. So the first delivery coming in, and it's just going to be a quick single to get the Edmonton Renegades off the mark. Southeastern Renegades blue against Edmonton. Southeast won the toss, decided to bowl first. There's a lot of dew on the outfield and the wicket, trying to take full advantage. This Edmonton team started off the tournament with 2 losses. Their second game, they lost in the last over. Then they conjured up a win right at the very end of yesterday's proceedings, got them to this point. Now they have a chance, and their captain Malik, who's on strike, the right-hander, scores of 40 and 49 in his first 2 matches. Valuable dot ball. We will have the scoring, we'll have the batters up on your screen. Just allow us to get things sorted as we begin the first day's play of this Saturday, Sunday finals weekend, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Southeastern blue winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. And this was a beautiful cover drive. And Malik is underway with 2. Score 3 without loss. As for Southeastern, again, up and down results. Their first match, a loss, then a win, then a loss again. Their third match, that final loss just yesterday, they lost the match by 2 runs. They would have qualified automatically for the quarterfinals. Now find themselves in this playoff match to get into that 8th spot. And this is a pull shot. It's high in the air. No one at deep mid wicket. And that's going to be the first boundary to the captain Malik. Well, just to let you know, Division 2, and that's right, you heard it properly, the 9th annual Cricket America tournament has now been split into 2 divisions. And Division 2, there is a quarter-final being played just behind us. It is the Gulf Legends taking on Panthers Red. This exquisite Prairie View Cricket Ground in Hampstead, Texas, can house 4 matches being played simultaneously. We are on the big cricket ground, the one that's going to host the semi-finals and finals. And it's going to be Southeastern Blue taking on the Edmonton Renegades. Malik cuts, misses, and a dot ball. So Mohsin, the opening bowler, known for his outswingers and in-swingers, has been given up 7 runs already in his first 5 deliveries. And Malik Padani, the leading run getter for this Edmonton team. So 1 over in the books. It is 7 without loss. We'll be back between Edmonton Renegades taking on Southeast Blue. We're back in a very sunny Hampstead, just northwest of Houston, Texas. This is the pre-quarterfinal match between Edmonton Renegades, who are batting first, courtesy Southeast Blue, who won the toss and decided to field first. Coming in with his medium pace will be Mohsin. So we have a dot ball to begin the second over. And we have Malik and Amir. Amir just one off of 2 deliveries. Amir the left-hander, Malik the right-hander. Here's Yassin. This one is driven. You can see the ball holding up just a little bit. But the cover drive, finding this sweeper. Just 1 run. The protection for Yassin. That deep cover. And also a deep backward square. For the right-handed Amir, who's had scores of 40 and 49 thus far in this tournament. The protection for the right-hander will be a deep point. And that seems to be the only player outside of the circle for the dangerous Amir. Yassin. This one is wide, and it's the first wide of today. Umpire Myron signaling wide. Cricket America, 9th edition. An incredible tournament bringing together the game of cricket once a year. Yassin is a cut shot. And because the ball is holding up, that cut shot went to extra cover. There is some grass on the wicket, but because of the dew in the early morning part in Hampstead, you can expect the turf to just be a little spongy. Yassin, another cut shot. It's almost like a tennis shot. Asking for 2. Little bit of a mix-up, but Amir will get back for the second, and Malik gets 2 more to the total. He has 8 off of 6, 11 for no wickets. We are halfway through the second. Ryan Davis, happy to be with you. Cricket America. And we've had drama to the very end. These 2 teams have lost and won matches in the final overs leading up to this pre-quarter final. 7 teams are already in out of the 12. This match is to decide who is the 8th team to get into the quarterfinals in Division 2. We have Guelph Legends. And they are taking on Panthers Red on the second field just behind us. Guelph Legends 23 now for the loss of 1. And a dot ball for Yassin. Well, the projected score so far, 160. That is very defendable on this wicket. Can the captain, Amir, continue his scoring? And umpire Myron signals another wide. A quick word from the wicketkeeper with his bowler. If you're joining us on YouTube, SC Tech Productions are the ones providing this incredible broadcast. Roddy Lalman, the man at the helm, as Yassine. This one holding up, just punching to extra cover. And whatever the wicketkeeper said to Yassine, it worked. 3 wides already in this over. And that is a curse in any T20 format. Yassine to Amir, and he pulls this one. It's gone over mid-wickets. 2 bounces into the fence. He gets his second boundary. And the score scuttles on to 17. Yassine just a fraction short. And the right-hander gave it the works. And it's actually gone for a maximum. That'll take us through the end of the over, an expensive over. 12 runs off it. Score goes to 17 without loss after 2. So Mohsin will continue from the southern end. Mohsin's first over, 7 runs conceded, 19 without loss. Captain Malik Padani, 14 off of 9, leading the charge. And the left-handed Amir Anwar has only faced 3 deliveries so far. This one is pitched up, driven. The protection for Mohsin with the left-hander is a deep point. There's a short third man, a gully, a backward point. Extra cover. This one is turned on the onside. And that's going to be more wides. Southeast extra blue. And it's an appeal for a run out, and he's given. The first wicket has fallen. What has turned out to be a nightmare for Mohsin. A wide down the leg side. Malik Padani and Amir Anwar have a mix-up. And a run out. Southeast get their breakthrough. They were expensive after the first 2 overs. But a mix-up. It was Amir, the left-hander. They were coming back for the second. A brilliant throw by the wicketkeeper right over the bails. And the left-handed Amir will have to depart for 2. Didn't ground his bat before. Poor technique has resulted in the left-hander departed. Amir departs for 2. First wicket falls. 20 for the loss of 1. Edmonton Renegades, who were so effective in the first 2 overs, trying to capitalize on a second wide. And their left-handed opening batter, Amir, run out for 2. Salim Ali into the wickets. He has 13 matches, 13 innings, 285 runs in T20 cricket. And Mohsin greets him with a wide. Southeast really having a hard time understanding they won the toss because of the dew on the pitch. Hard for the bowlers to grip the ball. And this has allowed Edmonton to compile 21 runs. Another wide delivery. The batters have put up 16 runs, but extras have put up 8 of their own. 22 for 1. And because Amir was run out on a wide, and then the second delivery was a wide, this is technically the first ball of the third over. On our second quarterfinal in Division 2, Guelph Legends batting 35 for 1. We'll keep you updated on that match, playing simultaneously with this pre-quarter final. Second wicket has fallen, and it's now 35 for 2, Guelph Legends. Asif, 2 runs, 1 wicket, is spinning a web for the Toronto Panthers. So Salim has smashed the 6, 28 for 1. We're still trying to retrieve the ball. And this Southeast Blue, who won the toss thinking they can use the conditions to capitalize on the dew on the wicket, is having a hard time pitching, gripping the ball. And the Edmonton Renegades are capitalizing. Amir has gone after him again. So Malik 14 off of 9. Salim Ali 6 off of 2. First wicket falling with Amir being run out for 2. Salim Ali. Turned down the leg side. Did it hit his pad? Just a half-hearted appeal by Mohsin. Well, Salim goes to 7. 29 for 1. On the other side, 35 for 3. Guelph Legends have run into Asif Kiwaja, who now has 3 wickets for 1 run. And this one is smashed over the onside. It has gone for 6. Malik Padani, the captain, leading from in front, gets his second 6 of his innings. Just turned on it in a flash. $35 now for 1. Projected score 263. Their captain Malik, who has been the most effective scorer for Edmonton, scores of 40, 49, and 20. He's now pushed on to 20 in this match. And he's trying to set a big target in this pre-quarter final. 7 teams already into the final 7 out of the 12, looking for the 8th. And if you're hearing cheers in the background, it is the second quarter final, as a hat-trick has just been taken by Asif. He now has 4 wickets for 1 run, as Guelph Legends are stumbling at 35 for 4. Toronto Panthers on a tear in Division 2, comprehensively bowling for duck. It was Shabazz. He has to depart. So the scores on this end: Amir Anwar run out for 2, Malik, the captain, 20, and Salim Ali 7 runs off of 4. But the story so far, the captain Malik. Sunny Shah. This one is pitched up. And the protection for Shah is the long on. And that comes into play on his very first delivery. So for Salim Ali, there's now going to be a long off for Sunny. Change of field. Sunny is now asked for a deep mid wicket against Salim Ali. Ryan Davis with you. We're in the pre-quarter final match between the Edmonton Renegades and Southeast Express Blue. Southeast Express winning the toss, putting the Renegades into bat, 36 for 1, as the extras piling up. One more to the total, 37 for 1 now. Can Sunny stem the tide for Southeast? They desperately need a good over to slow down Captain Malik, who has 2 sixes from his 21. The man leading the charge in this 9th edition of Cricket America, Malik Padani, continues his story. Here's Sunny. Just opening the face of the bat. Beautifully done. Delicate. Showing full range of shots, Malik. He can pull, he can cut with ferocity, and he can open his blade of his bat and score behind the wicket with finesse. He moves on to 23. 41 for 1. Full toss, turned off his hip. Will he get to the boundary? No, that dew we were talking about is still very apparent. So 2 more to Malik. Boundaries so far, 1 4, 3 6s. A no ball signal by the umpire. So the extras pile up and the worries pile up for Southeast Express Blue. It's going to be a free hit for the last man who can afford a free hit. Slashes, an appeal for a stumping. That is just about the only wicket that's in play on a no ball, a run out and a stumping. And Sunny comes up with a dot ball. 7 runs so far in this over. And the screams continue on the other end. Appeal for a run out, and I believe they've gotten it. Guelph Legends have just lost their 5th wicket. A fantastic throw, a mix-up, and it hits the stumps directly. And Toronto Panthers on fire. They get their 5th wicket. drama in the end. And on this end, we've just finished our fourth over, 42 for 1, as Sunny Shah gets just 7 runs off his first over. Guelph Legends now 43 for 5. Toronto Panthers, who started off slowly, have gotten 4 wickets in a matter of just 2 overs and have turned this game on its head in Division 2. So 4 overs in the books, 42 for 1. Edmonton Renegades put into bat by Southeast Express Blue. And their captain leading from in front, Malik Padani, 21 off of 12. And this is Salim Ali, cautious. He had a 6 in his very first few deliveries. He steamed on to 12 off of just 10. And this is the wrist spinner, Hussein Surani, who has sometimes opened the bowling. This time coming in at number 4. Short delivery pulled. Protection, a deepened wicket. So he brings in the very dangerous Malik. He has a deepened wicket and a long on. Protection on the onside. Trying to just squeeze a single. Hasnain. Oh, and he's bowling. Oh, it's such stumping. No, it's went over these stumps and appealed for a stump. It was so quick. Wicketkeeper had the bails off in a flash. And that certainly should give confidence to Hasnain Surani. Another dot ball, and the spinner has come on just at the right time for Southeast. That is 3 dot balls in succession. Sunny Shah, back from the northern end. His best spells, 2 for 21 so far in this tournament. 5 overs gone. This is the last over in the power play. It's going to be Salim Ali, 12 off of 14. Oh, and he's bowling. Actually, it's the wicketkeeper again. Sonny can't believe it. And he's gone to ground. It looks like there's been a stoppage. The umpires are just making sure it was not bowled down. Maybe it's gone over the stumps. Again, the wicketkeeper, fantastic. Here's that preview. That replay, rather. Great delivery by Sonny. It went right over the top of middle and actually hit the stumps, middle and leg. From the replay, that is out. Because we have the favorable position of a replay, but the umpires are none the wiser. As Salim stays in the wicket and he goes after him and lofts him over long on. It's a towering 6. And that's how you respond if you get a second life. Salim Ali comprehensively bowled in the last delivery. Umpires didn't recognize it. He responds with a 6. And that brings up the 50 for Edmonton. Here's that delivery, the out. Sonny, stump to stump bowling, comprehensively bowls down Salim Ali, top of middle leg. Umpire does not see it. They were saying that the wicket keeper initiated the bails being hit off the stumps. That was not the case. Salim Ali responds with a towering 6 over long on. It brings up the 50, 51 for 1, and the frustration for Sonny continues. So 2 more to the total. Malik Padani moves on to 30. 9 runs already, 10 runs in this over. So we've got a correction. That bowl down in the first delivery was actually a no ball. This one coming right onto the batter. So that's the reason the wicket didn't stand, and no ball. So a life given to Malik. And he's responding now, 29 off of 17. Current run rate 9.35. Pitched up, dug out. But more importantly for Southeast, a dot ball. Projected score 182. And this will be the last delivery of the power play. 53 for 1. And the captain, Malik Padani, given a second life. Smashed it again, high in the air. Mid-wicket coming across. Takes the catch. A beautiful catch in the deep. And Mohsin gets his man. Captain Malik Padani has to depart for 29. It was not easy out in the deep. He had to cover a lot of ground, but he held on. Second wicket falls for 53. Southeast Express bounced back, and boy did they need a wicket. The last ball of the power play, and the captain, the danger man, lofts it in the air. Deep mid-wicket had to come around. Only 2 players on the boundary. A long on, deep mid-wicket, And there they are. Fantastic catch in the deep. Malik departs at 29, 53 for 2. Southeast strike back. So after the departure of the captain Malik, we have Bojani Rahil, who will come in at 53 for 2. Power play has now been completed. Southeast Express can now have players at the boundary, and they will do so. So Salim, and these are the numbers for the experience. Rahil, 128 matches under his belt. Exactly what you need at the number 4 position. And Hasnain Surani will continue. Just 1 run given up from his first over for Southeast from the southern end. And again, the dot balls continue from his end. Batters thinking of getting a second. So the boundaries so far, 4 sixes, most of them coming off the bat of Captain Malik, who has departed. Oh, and he's bowling. Well, we had another issue in the over before, after the bowling of Musain, but this time Surani, there's no ball involved, and the third wicket has fallen completely between the button pad of Rahil. He has to depart for a duck. Third wicket falls, 54 for 3. Southeast Express Blue bouncing back. A fantastic first wicket partnership between Malik and Salim Ali. Salim Ali still out on the wicket. And we have Shayan Salim, who is coming in at number 5. So the new batter, Salim, facing Surani, who has 1 wicket for 1 run. The last ball of his second over, coming from the southern end of the ground, right on top of him. Another dot ball that gets us through over number 7. Actually, because of the wide, that's the end of 7. 54 for 3. We'll be back in Hampstead as Captain Malik continues to do the damage for this Edmonton Rangers team. Back in Hampstead, Texas. This is the pre-quarter-final match between the Edmonton Renegades and Southeast Express Blue. Southeast Express Blue winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. But the captain Malik Padani, who's been the leading run getter in Division 1 with scores of 40, 49, 20, and now 29 off of 20, leading the charge for his Edmonton team. A long single gets Malik off strike and gets Cheyenne Salim. Projected score now 153. At one time it was 263. And Ahmed Marchant, who is the oldest player in this competition, 62 years young. And he's the leading wicket taker for Southeast with 6 wickets. Accuracy, persistence, and professionalism by Ahmed. Here's Surani's numbers from the other end, 43 matches played. And Ahmed being 62, I don't think there's enough digits on the computer to put up the numbers that he's accumulated over his lifetime. Captain Malik is just eager to get back on strike, but you can understand Salim, who there's been a run out so far in this innings, just asking his captains for some patience. Tossed up, driven, short extra cover, doing a great job preventing the single. The protection for Ahmed, a deep cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket. The 4 players on the boundary. Again driven, this time it beats short extra cover, and this time the batters come through for a single. But that gets Malik off the strike for the next over. 58 now for 3 after 8. The game hangs in the balance after Edmonton had a great start. Southeast Extra Blue back in it. So Surani continues 2 overs, 1 for 1. Don't adjust your screen. Those numbers are right. He has shut things down from the southern end, and he's bowling to Salim, who got a single off the last ball against Ahmed. And his captain Malik, who's on a tear, 31 off of 23, is eager to get back on strike. We've had some drama. We've had a run out, a mere outing for 2. As the first wicket fell. Then we've had a bowl down off of a no ball, off of the bowling of Mohsin. And that was the captain Malik Padani. That would have been the prize wicket. And you can see the bounce this wicket has. And the wrist spinner Surani trying to extract every bit of it. First loose delivery by Surani. And I believe that's the only way Edmonton can score runs off the wrist spinner. Salim wants 2, and he's going to get it. Fantastic running between the wickets. The captain Malik was always going to be at the danger end, and he's the one that decided he'll take the chance. And Salim gives him a thumbs up. 61 for 3. Pressure now mounting on Surani. Asking for the short extra cover to come a little wider. Now very much in catching distance for Salim. Tossed up and driven to the short extra cover just as planned. 9 overs in the books, 61 for 3. Malik 31 off of 23. Salim Ali, who partnered Malik for 14 runs, he's back in the pavilion, and we're into the 10th. So the off spinner Ahmed back in the attack. He got the prize wicket. Salim Ali caught in the deep. 61 for 3. And guess who's on strike? Malik Padani, 31 off of 23. Can he continue the onslaught? Doesn't get all of it. Batters come back for 2. So Edmonton Renegades, 2 losses to begin their competition. Came back with a win to get into this pre-quarterfinal match. This one is tossed up, beautifully bowled by Ahmed. Beats extra cover, and the batsman come back for 2. So 2 losses and a win for the Edmonton Renegades. And their leading batter on strike, captain Malik Padani. Padani just an inside edge, beautifully bowled by Ahmed. Cricket America Championship, 9th edition. We're in Hampstead, Texas, northeast of Houston, northwest rather. And Ahmed coming from the northern end. Behind the batter, Malik Padani, is none other than the Highway 219. If you take the 219 and you head east, you'll get right into downtown Houston. If you go west, you'll end up in Austin, Texas. Here's Ahmed. This one's driven, didn't get all of it. And that backward point. Projected score now 136. Current run rate 6.81. As the spinners starting to lock things down. No boundaries to speak of in the last few overs. And that gets us through over number 10. We're halfway through the innings. 67 for 3. As the Southeastern Blue bounce back from a shaky start. We'll be back for the last 10 overs in this pre-quarter-final match between Edmonton Renegades and Southeast Express Blue. We're back for the second half of this pre-quarterfinal match between the Renegades and Southeast Express Blue. And the man who has spun a web so far in this match, Hasnain Surani, 3.1 overs, 1 maiden, just 5 runs, and a very important wicket. Turned off the hips, and the very stout deep in wickets, deep backward square has to come across, and can't prevent 2 more runs. As Malik Padani, 39 off of 30, continues to make inroads in this score. This time it's Padani going across the line and paid the ultimate price. Inside edge onto the big toe. And you can see the grimace all the way to Houston. Ryan Davis with you, SC Tech Productions, bringing you this broadcast. This one holds up in the air, lifts up in the air, and it drops short of long on. Padani goes into the 40s. This is the most runs that Surani has conceded in his spell. Just 4 runs so far in this over with 2 deliveries remaining. Can Salim finish it off in a bang? Drives in the air and it's dropped. Point was there, perfectly placed, and he put it down. A chance for Southeast Extra. And that's the end of Surani's very successful spell. 4 overs, 1 for 8. 71 for 3 now after 11. So the 62 years young Ahmed to continue from the northern end. He is bowling to the rampant captain, Malik Padani, who's in the 40s. The 3rd time he's gotten into the 40s in this tournament. Goes across the line, high in the air. There might be a... Oh, and he's taken the catch, has he? He's out. Another fantastic catch at deep mid wicket. It's the same guy that took Salim Ali's catch moments ago. Takes another one. Can you believe it? Malik Padani has to depart. Ahmed gets the wicket. In the air. Across he comes. Almost a collision. And what a catch. His 2nd for the match. 2 blinders at deep mid wicket to get the 4th wicket. 71 now for 4. 2 fantastic catches have brought Southeast Extra Blue back in this game. What's at stake? Well, a chance to get into the quarterfinals in the 9th edition of Cricket America Championship. And after a great start by Edmonton, has now been stalled by Southeast Extra. 71 for 4. Ahmed Marchant. Mohamed Hafiz, who has not had the best of tournaments, 13 runs from 3 innings thus far, but he's known to swing a big stick. And we have the very stingy Ahmed Merchant. On the other end, Shayan Salim, who's faced 13 runs so far, eager to get back on strike. But the incredible knock by the captain Malik, another score in the 40s, has set up his team at 71 for 4, scored more than half the runs. So Salim gets back on strike. Hafiz is off the mark. Ahmed Merchant, 1 wicket for 11 runs, halfway through his third. Batters thinking of one, but the fielders for this Southeast Express Blue are on their toes. Their tails are in the air. 2 fantastic catches out in the deep. Ahmed has a long off, a long on, deep mid wicket, and a deep cover. Going after him. Long off comes in. 1 bounce. We're almost through 12. Current run rate 6.17. Understand that the dew on the wicket in Hampstead is a little sticky, spongy. Winning the toss in the early morning hours is very influential in the outcome of the match. Southeast Express won the toss, and that gets us through Ahmed's third over. 1 for 12, 73 for 4. Edmonton make the most of this with their captain Malik scoring 40 runs. Was just dismissed in this last over against Ahmed. Here's the bowling figures so far. Hussain 1 over, 33 runs, most of them wides. Piyush Vadsaria will start from the southern end. His first delivery. Gonna face ball against Salim, who's been taking his time, opening the face of the bat, just running it into that, just past, well, let's say forward of point. Here's Piyush's figures. 1 match, 1 innings, 1 for 10. Hafiz trying to build in this tournament. Only 13 runs coming into this match. And this is the arm ball that goes right past the right-hander. It never turned. Well, the big question now is, does Piyush actually turn the ball? We will find out. Is that the norm, or is that the arm ball? And again, the ball just continues on. Not much turn for the off spinner. And it's bewildering Hafiz and Salim. Pitched up, driven. Here we are in the middle overs of this innings, and I believe Salim's outlook is the right one. Just being cautious, and goes after him, picking his spots in between long on and long off, and a rare boundary for Edmonton. And their supporters clap and cheer. Salim getting to the pitch of the ball and played right through it like a golf shot. So 4 more to the total. 79 for 4. Turn around. Batters want 2. Hafiz uninterested. The hard-hitting, slow-running Hafiz and the slippery Salim. And that takes us through another over. 13 overs in the books. 80 for 4. Ahmed Merchant, who got the wicket of Malik. The captain Malik, who had 40 at that time. More than half the runs. Merchant 3.1 overs, 1 for 12. Ball not turning at all, and the batters are waiting on the turn. Both Salim and Hafiz are a little kerfuffled at the moment. So it's tossed up, driven down the ground. Just the one. And this one is swung away over cover. It's going to be a long single for Hafiz. Anything will do for the big right-hander, who now has just 16 runs in the tournament. Projected score continuously decreasing. Now 120 expected. Salim playing through the line of the ball. But they come back for 2. Excellent running between the wickets. Salim convincing Hafiz this time to take the second. Cricket America, established in 2016, 9th annual tournament. Down the ground, it beats the fingers of Ahmed. Stopped at the boundary. So 14 overs in the books, 85 for 4. Malik Padani, 40 off of 33. Led the way for Edmonton. 85 runs now. It's been tough conditions to begin batting. The wicket is now evening out. The ball is now coming onto the bat. And that will do well for Southeast Blue. So when we come back from the drinks break, the last 6 overs to be bowled in Hampstead, Texas. So with just 6 overs to go in this innings, 85 for 4. Piyush, who's best bowling in this tournament, 1 for 10 coming into this match. His first over went for 7. He has the slippery Salim, who's 16 off of 25. Excellent runner between the wickets, but he's joined by the very sturdy Mohammad Hafiz, who is content in scoring boundaries. This one beats the batter, was flat and straight. So now we have Mohammad Hafiz, who's been quiet. He has just 3 runs. Coming into this match, he had 13 runs off of 3 innings so far. He's trying to get going. And we have Piyush, projected score 120 now. Tossed up, Hafiz goes after him. Well, he lost his shape and paid the ultimate price. Didn't get any power behind it. Cricket America Championship, the 9th edition. Established in 2016, Hafiz swings through the line, a long single. So 1 more to the total, 88 for 4. As the spinners are flying through these overs. After a shaky start by Southeast Extra Blue, they've buckled down. Playing through the line of the ball with Salim, an outside edge, and it falls in between extra cover and deep point. So just a long single again. Hafiz back on strike. And let's just say 3 long singles so far in this over for Piyush. Hafiz again goes after this one. Gets it in the middle of the bat. So just 1 more in the over. And 15 overs gone. 90 for 4. Anis Huda, his best bowling figures 2 for 5. Played 30, 90, 20 matches, bowling finger spin, coming from the northern end. And he's in a bit of a hurry. Tosses it up in the air. Hafiz plays through it. Gets a single. And we've got confirmation. The guy at the boundary who caught Salim Ali for 14, an incredible catch at deep mid wicket, and then did the exact same thing to dismiss Malik, the captain for Edmonton. His name is Afridi. 2 of the best catches we've seen so far in this tournament. And he has contributed to Southeast Extra Blues 4 wickets by getting 2. Anis Huda drives high in the air, Salim. Long off comes across. And does he take it? He does. Hasnain takes the catch. Arnis gets a wicket. And Southeast Extra Blue, who had the shakiest of starts, are on a roll. They get their 5th wicket. Salim trying to go after him, got under it, And Hasnain, the bowler, takes the catcher long off. 90 for 5. Salim departs for 18 off of 28. A crucial wicket for Southeast Extra. Asif Ladani, 20 matches, highest runs 20, 114 runs amassed in those 20 matches. $90 for 5. Now, so many of us get our bowling actions from when we were younger. It looks as though our niece, maybe his coach or his father, told him to hurry up and bowl the ball. As his bowling action, it is hurried, it is continuous, it's jittery, it's exciting, and the run-up is quicker than the delivery. Asif plays almost like a tennis shot. Comes off the toe of the bat. So can the big hit in Hafiz get off? Smashes this one. No chance for mid-wicket. 4 more. Well, we asked if he would get going, and he responded. Mohammed Hafiz waited for it and pounced on it. Crushed. No chance for deep backward square. No chance for deep mid-wicket. 7 runs so far in this over. The hurried Arnis. Oh, over, long off again, comes in. Batter's thinking of 2. Hafiz says no chance. So that takes us through 16 overs, just 4 overs remaining. 96 for 5. And Mohammed Hafiz starting to get going, 11 off of 11. Piyush from the southern end, from the now in the mood Hafiz. Plays across the line, completely beaten. Ball not turning. Piyush, none for 11 after 2.1. Tossed up. And even though he got it on the full, just a single. Asif Ladani, highest score ever, 20 runs, a short delivery, and he cuts. And that's 4. It shows you the sponginess of the wicket. Despite the cut shot, it turns in to getting past cover or extra cover. Usually a cut shot goes through point, and it's smashed over extra cover for 4. Wide delivery. Piyush not impressed. And that's umpire Ravi out there. Boundaries so far, 4 fours and 4 sixes. Another. And Asif Ladani, as an old coach will once say, is trying to hit it too hard, completely losing his shape. And that is a dot ball. Ladani, only facing 5 deliveries, is having a hard time picking it up. Oh, an appeal for a stumping. And he's out. Asif Ladani chased the wide one. And Piyush gets a breakthrough. It was a wide delivery, but because he chased it, only 2 ways you can get out in a wide delivery: a stumping and a run out. This time it was a wide delivery again, went off it, nowhere near it. And the wicketkeeper whipped off the bails in a flash. Square leg umpire giving the out. 5 wickets down, 102 on the board. Projected score now 121. So Piyush picking up his first wicket. 102 for 5. Does Edmonton have any life left in the lower order? Can they wag their tail? Yes, it's only 5 wickets down, but they haven't managed to put together a meaningful partnership since the captain Malik has departed. He scored 40. It's an appeal for LBW, and he's been given. First ball playing across the line. Piyush knew right away. He appealed and walked off. Hafiz is asking that it was an inside edge. Now talking to umpire Ravi. Hafiz isn't happy, but that was the last ball of the wicket of the over. And Piyush gets the first. He's now going to be on a hat trick when he gets the ball back in his hands. Very first delivery, playing across the line of the ball, stump to stump bowling, no turn. And that is plum LBW every day of the week and twice on a Saturday. 6 wicket has fallen. Edmonton belly up against Southeast. They've had no chance to reply. Second wicket falling in that over for 6 runs. Piyush now has 2 for 18. He's on a hat trick when he gets the ball back for his 4th over. So Amin, 23 matches played, 239 runs, has a top score of 55, is coming in at number 9, 103 for 7. Ahmed, like Hafiz, sturdy, strong, looking to hit boundaries. There are those numbers again. A strike rate of 78.36 for the hard-hitting Amin. So the protection for Anis against Amin, a deep cover, long on, long off, deep in wickets, and a deep backward square. 5 players on the boundary. Tossed in the air. And I believe he was bowled around his back on the very first delivery. As quickly as he came in, is as quickly as he bats. Amin, a lofted ball down the leg side, which seemed to be harmless. Anis gets his second. It was a leg break. It was a wrist delivery between his legs. He was nutmegged, as they would say in football, by Anis. Well, that was completely rude by the leg spinner. He's celebrating with his teammates. Look at this delivery. Amin playing all around it, between his legs. And I think being bowled is better than the alternative. If it hit him a little higher, I think he would have to retire hurt. But Amin departs on the very first delivery. That is 3 wickets in succession. Piyush getting 2 wickets in succession in his last over. Anis grabbing the ball, and in his very first ball in his second over, gets a wicket. And this Edmonton team is crumbling like we've never seen before. They started off with a bang. Malik, their captain, leading the charge, and Southeast Extra Blue hung in there, and now have Edmonton over a barrel. The hurried Anis, thinking about it, stopping, bowling. A wide delivery, chased after it. Now, because he got a bat on the ball, that's not going to be a wide. Anis Uda, who now has 2 wickets. Oh, Anis Uda is actually starting to extract some turn. We haven't seen any of the finger spinners extract turn, but the wrist spinner is getting bounce and turn now. Not good signs for Edmonton as we come down to the death overs. And that's what we call a lollipop. But because new batter coming in, nothing much he can do with it. So one swung in the air, long on, is under it, and he takes the catch. Well, I tell you what, the catching for Southeast Extra Blue has been fantastic. They've held on to everything in the deep. Anis gets another wicket, his third. 105 for 9. He's tossed it in the air. Renish went after it, never got anywhere near the middle of the bat, and is held out in the deep. Well, the procession of batters continues. It's not going to be for long as the wickets continue to tumble. The spinners, Anish and Piyush, now have 2 wickets each in the last 2 overs. So Anish now finishes his second over 2 for 9. Now remember, Piyush got 2 wickets in his last 2 deliveries in his last over. If he comes back on, he's going to be on a hat-trick. But Anish still has 1 more delivery in this 18th over. Honest. Well, he's away, and he's now going to have to face the off spinner Piyush. It is 18 overs left in the books. We're officially into the death overs, and this is the bowling figures so far. Piyush was on a hat trick, 2 for 18. Honest, 3 for 10. It is 106 for 9. 12 deliveries remaining. Piyush on a hat trick. We've already had a hat trick in the other game with Toronto Panthers. Piyush, short delivery. Edmonton survive. Piyush again. Completely confuffling the number 11 batter. 106 for 9. Zubari Warsani. This one's a bottom edge, but they all count. Zubair not interested to get back on strike and gives Amin Magani, who's the last of the recognized batters, a chance to take strike. Opening the face of the bat. Well played. And he's run out. The slowest of runnings by Zubair. And he is run out for duck. Amin it was a late cut to backward point, and a direct throw meant the end of the number 11 batter. He hesitated, not even close. That's the end of the Edmonton Renegades innings. They compile 107. And as this wicket continues to dry out, it should be easy, at least as conditions are concerned, for Southeast Extra Blue. So the toss has paid off. Southeast Extra Blue winning the toss, putting Edmonton in. Bowl out for 107 rather. 108 is the target. The spinners doing the damage. Piyush getting 2. Honest getting 3. 2 fantastic catches by Afridi in the top of the order, setting the pace for Southeast Extra Blue as they bounce back to bowl out Edmonton at 107 for 9. When we come back for the second innings, Southeast Extra Blue chasing 108 for a chance to get into the quarterfinals. Edmonton Renegades put up 107 for 10 in this pre-quarter-final match. They lost the toss. Southeast Express Blue put them into bat. It paid off. Now Southeast Express Blue need 108 in 20 to get into the quarterfinals in this 9th edition of the Cricket America Championship in Hampstead, Texas. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ryan Davis, SC Tech Productions. We are happy to be with you on this broadcast. Looking forward to semi-finals and finals coming up ahead. We thank you to our sponsors to make this broadcast possible. But we have some business to take care of here. Despite Edmonton Renegades, not the best of scores, 107 for 10, it was very tough conditions. Now we have Renish Delani, who is opening the bowling with spin, wrist spin, bowling to Siraj Pujani and Barkat Lalani. Two openers have the responsibility to set a table for the rest of the batters to knock off the runs. Or does this Edmonton team strike first and put the pressure on Southeast? Now the wicket is starting to even out. It's coming onto the bat. There is some grip for the spinners. At the beginning, the dew was abundant on the ground and on the wicket, making it spongy, making it hard for the Renegades to score. Now Southeast Blue have a chance to enjoy the conditions, and they come back for two. So a run rate required of 5.39, and the two openers may find that a little easier as the pressure is not on to score that much in the power play. A top edge goes over slip, and the batters will just stay for a long single. So the left-arm orthodox Delani getting some turn, can see getting the outside edge of Barkat Lalani. This one is cut away beautifully. Could be the first boundary. It is. Just a fraction short from Renish Delani. And Siraj rocking back onto that back foot. Actually, it was Barkat Lalani. And just punched it past point. Eight without loss. The perfect response by Southeast Express. Not much runs to defend from Edmonton. Appeal for a run out. Square leg umpire takes a long look at it. But another single to the total gets us past over number one. 9 without loss. 108 the target. Now 99 needed. And we still have one delivery remaining in this first over. Referee waves it off. 1 over in the books. 9 without loss after 1. So Afridi Huda, who led with 3 wickets in the bowling attack. Short delivery. Again, they appeal. This time umpire Ravi says not out. He was on a hat-trick. So an eventful over. 2 wickets in it. 16 for 2. Southeast Express Blue trying to recover. Shayan Salim coming into bowl. He had 14 runs, actually 18 runs in his innings. Held out to mid-off. He'll be bowling from the northern end, bowling towards State Road 219. Facing is Siraj Punjani, who's 8 off of 5. And now they find themselves 16 for 2. Stump to stump bowling. Has a very quick rotation of the arm. A slow run up and a wind up that is full of excitement and speed. Here's Salim. Pitched up, driven on the onside. Like to thank our sponsors like Fusion, Group Games, Hyatt Regency, making this broadcast possible. Salim. There's that lift, that bounce. Digital Media Productions 24/7. None of these broadcasting will be possible without all of these sponsors like Max Amusements. For Cricket America in their 9th edition, started all the way back in 2016. Aga's Restaurant and Catering. 17 for 2. SC Tech Productions, of course, bringing you the broadcast. Can't talk about sponsors unless we talk about Speed, who's been here for quite some time with Cricket America. Texas Jasmine. This one is punched, so driven through cover. A little bit of football in the outfield. One more for Siraj. So 2 wickets falling, and Southeast starting to feel the pressure in the power play in this third over. Only 2 runs so far. Oh, and this one comes back a mile off the seam. And that call Afridi Huda by surprise. It is 18 for 2 after 3. We'll be back in Hampstead, Texas in this pre-quarter final match between Southeast Express Blue and the Edmonton Renegades. So the wicket man himself, Hafiz, and Malik Badani, who's 42 matches, and this one beats the outside edge. And Hafiz has this outswinger bowling to perfection. He opened the bowling in the first. Sorry, he came in from this very side, got 2 wickets in his last over. The outside edge to the wicketkeeper, and then the catch at mid-off. And now 90 runs needed. This one's pitched up again. The outswinger on edge. It was a bottom edge onto the ground. Would not have counted, but it builds excitement and it builds momentum. So Afridi is going to have a bit of a chat with Siraj. Afridi took 2 magnificent catches out in the deep at mid-wicket in the first innings. And I'm talking 2 of the best catches we've seen in this tournament. Short delivery comes back, almost coming onto the wicket. And Hafiz really putting pressure. Just going back to Afridi, those 2 fantastic catches. One of them was Malik, the captain for Edmonton Renegades, who's on 40. And at this point, 4 dot balls. Mohamed Hafiz, best bowling figures, 2 for 17 in this tournament, is starting to compile dot balls to go along with his 2 wickets. Not getting as much swing as he did a few deliveries before. That's the first run of the over and gets a chance for Punjani to get strike. He's 9 off of 9. But if there's anyone who can score within this power play with Hafiz in this mood, is Punjani. Short delivery and mixing up his length and his line gets Hafiz just 1 run. Another successful over for Renegades. They put the pressure on Express Blue. 19 for 2 after 4. Salim coming in for his second over. Only got 2 runs scored off his first. And that was the beginning of the comeback for this Edmonton team. Hafiz got 2 wickets before him. He came on, only got 2 runs. And then Hafiz giving up only just 1 run in his last over. So 3 runs in the last 3 overs for this Southeast Express team have really been pegged back by Edmonton. Target 108 off of 95 balls. Short delivery, cut away. Beats the infield, 4 runs. A rare gift for the batters, and they take full control. Salim dropping this one short. Fantastic cut shot by Siraj. 84 needed off of 94. Breaking the shackles with Siraj, a rare boundary. We're still in the power play. Another short delivery and trying to hit it out the ground. Siraj trying to look for too much power and missing out on that opportunity to get another boundary. 24 for 2. Current run rate 5.42, but more importantly for the Renegades, 2 wickets. Goes over the top, over mid-on, and it carries a towering 6 for Siraj. He gets a move on, putting pressure now on Salim. He had a cut shot for 4, 2 deliveries before. This one is pitched up, played right through the line of the ball, well over mid-on. A maximum, now 11 runs in the first 4 deliveries. 30 for 2. And the power play, still 8 deliveries left. Now 78 needed. So Salim, who kept things at bay with just 2 runs in his first over, roughed up in his first 4 deliveries. In his second, how does he respond? Pitched up, over mid-on again, 1 bounce. And this time Salim learns, puts a long on out for protection and gives up a single. "12 in the first 5 deliveries. Umpires checking the ball count. They're asking the scorers for confirmation. 1 delivery left. 31 for 2. Afreed Uda pushing. Dot ball. 5 overs in the books. 31 for 2. 1 over left in the power play. We'll come back to Hampstead, Texas for the last over of the 6. So we're into the last over of the power play. And the Renegades are going to keep up the pressure. Their star man, Hafiz, who has the first 2 wickets, will continue with his 3rd over from the southern end. Can he get a 3rd wicket in this power play? Afridi's down the ground, pulls it through mid-wicket. Batters come back for 2. Cannot state enough. The 2 catches Afridi Uda took in the outfield at deep mid-wicket in the last innings. 2 of the best catches so far in the tournament. At the top order, getting the prize catch of Malik, the captain of the Renegades. Hafiz down the ground. There's an appeal for caught behind. This time umpire Ravi not interested. He was in the midst of controversy 2 overs ago with Hafiz. He gave the out for caught behind then. This time, over that top edge, there may have been a sound. Wicketkeeper and bowler very interested. This time, umpire Ravi not interested. You win some, you lose some in cricket. 33 for 2. Top edge, high in the air. Can Hafiz get another breakthrough? He does. The 3rd wicket has fallen. Breakthrough to the Renegades. That 108 total is starting to mount on Southeast Express Blue now. Hafiz gets his 3rd. Just short of a length, playing across the line. Punjani trying to get after it. He now has to depart for 22. And in the power play, 33 for 3. 3 deliveries remaining. And the Renegades have bounced right back in this game. Star batter Rehan will come in with a top score of 83 in his career. So after Southeast Express Blue won the toss, put the Edmonton Renegades into bat, putting up a score of just 108. Renegades have grabbed the ball through their star man, Mohammad Hafiz, who's now bowled 2.3 overs, 3 for 10. And has put the Renegades on his back. And now Southeast Express Blue about to wrap up the power play at 33 for 3. Rehan, the new batter. And when I say new batter, we talk about star batter with a top score of 88 in this format. That is no easy feat. This one down the leg side, hits him on the pad. Rehan is not interested to get a bye. Another dot ball, just 2 runs and a wicket so far. Hafiz in the zone. Doesn't want anyone to talk to him at this point. Bowlers just want the ball back in their hands. Want to get on with it. Keep up their rhythm. And Rehan chases a wide delivery, gets a single. And that's going to mean he's going to have to face the ball of the next. Mohammad Hafiz, 3 overs, 3 for 12. 34 for 3 after the power play. Renegades back in it. New bowler coming into the attack. And because the power play is no longer in play, the fielders long on, long off, deep mid wicket, as the Renegades are trying to keep up the pressure. Only 3 fielders outside of the circle. Aggressive captaining. 56 for 3. Rehan, the star batter, trying to steady the ship. Picks up a single off the first delivery. Picks up 2 rather. Back on strike. One more to Rehan. Current run rate 5.84. 71 off of 82. This is the pre-quarterfinal match. 7 teams are already in. Slower delivery as Raheel using one of the most useful tools in a bowler's tool belt in this part of the game, the T20 format, completely fooling Afridi. Raheel. Over mid-wicket, he's coming in. Dropping short. And that was Hafiz in the deep. Wicket still a little spongy. Batters trying to play through the line of the ball. It's holding up, resulting in the ball popping in the air. This one's cut away. And this one goes over cover, a boundary. You cannot afford to bowl short on this wicket. Raheel not pitching it up, and it was enough for Afridi to get his first boundary. Change of bowling from the southern end. Hafiz getting 3 wickets in his first 3 overs. Captain Malik has decided to relieve Hafiz and save him his last over for the death overs. But with Rehan in the wickets, a real chance for Southeast Express Blue. Here is Amin Magani bowling his wrist spin. Look at the turn. Amin Rehan. Tossed up. Rehan plays across the line, but his cover a deep backward square and deep mid wicket for the leg spinner. This one's tossed up down the ground, gets it on the half volley. Well, Amin Magani certainly has no fear in giving the ball some air. And the wrist spinner tossing it up with confidence. But he's pitching the ball. This one is driven straight into the arms of mid-off, and the leg spinner gets a wicket. It is the danger man, Rehan. He has to depart, and he's out for 6. And this Renegades team staying right in the fight, tossed up. And Rehan never really looked comfortable in his innings. He's gone. It is 45 now for 4. Hafiz getting the first 3. Amin Megani getting the first of his spell. 4 wickets down. Still 63 runs needed. Run rate is not a problem, but the wickets are starting to tumble for this Renegades team. Here is Magani. Tossed up again, and look at the turn, and the batter has no idea where to find the delivery. Ashik Farani. Magani is tossing it up. He's pitching delivery just in front of the batter, where they have to reach for it or come and get it. He's getting the turn, and the batters are paying the price. Tossed up and played down on the half volley. 2 runs and a wicket. Magani gets the breakthrough. It is now 45 for 4 after 8. So the left-arm orthodox bowler who opened the bowling, Renish Delani, comes back into the attack again from the northern end. He has protection at a deep cover, long off, long on. And this one is opening the face of the bat to that short third man. Was always going to be a single. Also has protection at deep mid wicket and deep backward square for the right-hander. Here's that quick single, good backing up from the non-striker. So the new batter, Ashik Varani, who played down 2 deliveries in the last over, is facing the left-arm spinner, Delani. This one holds up in the air. Batter against Pad, no chance of being LBW. And Delani is the last person on the field to know. "60 runs needed off of 68. Question is not really the run rate for Southeast Express. It's the wickets, 48 for 4. Hafiz getting 3 of those wickets in his opening spell. Tossed up, and again, Virani can't find it. Only 3 runs off of it. Score now 48 for 4 after 9. There's his scorecard. Siraj with 22, leading the charge for this Renegades team, the Southeast Express blue team rather. 60 runs needed off of 66. We're almost at the halfway point. So the mystery leg spinner continues from the southern end, extracting turn, and the birds might be in some trouble when he's bowling, giving it enough air for the airplanes to change flight coordinates above Houston, Texas. Flatter delivery, cut away. That is Amin Mengani. Best bowling figures, 5 for 32 in his career. He has 1 for 3 here. Varani. This one is the googly, coming back into the right-hander. Give Varani credit, he read it well. Two singles in succession, giving Afridi a chance. 12 off of 19. Tossed up, down the wicket, gets all of it. But protection, a deep backward square. He gets 2. Can Afridi bring this innings to life? He is 14 off of 20, but Amin Megani is 1 for 6, spinning a web. Down the wicket he comes, had to get a piece of it, and it's gone for 6. Exactly what the doctor ordered. He used his feet, got to the pitch of the ball, played right through it, and it just carried over extra cover. That takes the pressure off just a little bit now. 58 for 4, and puts the pressure on Megani. Comes again. Oh, and he's a missed stumping. What a chance to get Afridi. What a chance to bounce back for Megani. Tossed it in the air, this time towards middle and leg. He got beaten with the flight. Wicket keeper absolutely spilled it. What a chance. After 10, we're at the halfway point, 58 for 4. After drinks, we'll be back. Pull away. Another boundary. Southeast Express Blue, who are halfway to their mark of 108, gets a boundary from the very first delivery of the second half of this innings. Delani straying down the leg side, and Ashik gets his first boundary of his innings. And Ashik Varani with the most entertaining dive to come back for a single. But it shows the intensity out there at the wicket. This one comes on to the batter. A little partnership forming between Afridi and Ashik. Driven to cover just the one. And 6 runs so far in this first over, coming back from drinks. 44 needed off of 55. Southeast, when wickets were tumbling, there was some concern. Now these two batters have put forward a little partnership. But we're seeing Ashik, who scored a boundary a few minutes ago, seems to be labouring with an injury. Punches, gets one more. So 6 runs in this over and only 4.8 needed per over, and they're well above the run rate. And it's now 65 for 4 after 11. Southeast Express starting to find a window in which they can creep through and get back to the semi-finals. Here's the mystery spinner from the southern end, and he beats the bat all ends up, which he's done so many times. Had a fun chance to do a stumping. Got the batter almost halfway down the wicket. As Amin Megani, 1 overs, 2.1 overs, 1 for 12. 65 for 4. The Southeast Express Blues starting to mount a comeback after they lost 4 quick wickets. They're past the halfway mark. Tossed up again, and this time it's the googly, and it's an appeal for an LBW. It was almost a wide. You have to love the excitement in Cricket America. 9th edition. And with me in the commentary booth is none other than Shafiq. We don't call him by any other name. He's a one-name star, and he's a drop catch at backward point. What a chance. Megani, hands on his hips. It spun a mile. The batter tried to cut it, and almost a run out of the other end. It's all happening in Hampstead, Texas. A drop catch as Afridi tried to come back for the second. He tumbled, he fell, he spilled, landed on his ear, and now he's down for the count. The medical team is out. And 67 for 4. Well, nobody said running between the wickets was easy. And Ashik Varani and Afridi Huda has taken that to the extreme. So Afridi is back on his feet. We're all happy about that. There was a drop catch to begin with. Actually, it was Ashik. It was a drop catch to begin with at backward point. There was a overthrow. They came back for a second. Ashik dove like his life depended on it. And now we're back on it. Driven down the ground, just a long single. And with me in the commentary booth is none other than Shafiq Jadavji. That's his formal name. He's known around the world as just Shafiq. People like Imran, Sachin, Warren, Lara, Viv, and we have Shafiq. Shafiq, welcome aboard. Good to have you.
Thank you, Ryan. Always a pleasure to be with you, particularly on this picturesque day that we have at Prairie View Cricket Complex. Certainly, day three of this competition. As you know, historically, I am here as a player. This time, I have some other obligations, so I came in yesterday and plan to leave tomorrow. But happy to be here.
Player, CEO, government official, eventually. He does it all, Shafiq. Here's Magani. Oh, and it's the wrong on. Now, Shafiq, you've had many minutes out at the crease. A spinner like Magani, bowling leg breaks and googlies. How do you play that?
No, when you're just chasing 100 and I think 8 runs, the target, you just gotta stay on the pitch. Good balls. When the good balls come, you just stay there. Don't give away your wicket. Don't make mistakes because the target is not that large, and every good bowler is gonna give you a loose ball. So you just gotta wait for it. So don't. If you get three dot balls, it's okay.
I'm going to quote a famous cricketer. There's a man by the name of Charles Allen Davis who scored 100 at Lords. He once told me exactly that. Time it. In 25 overs, you can have 100. You know why? Because in one bad ball per over, you put it to the boundary, and in 25 overs, you have 100.
And guess how many balls you had dots?
Correct. You have singles and twos in between.
And so again, dot balls is okay to have when you're just chasing 108 runs as your target. So just got to keep your wickets in hand and don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself and give away your wickets.
Bojani Rahil, whose run up is quicker than his delivery. Oh, and it's an edge and drop by the keeper. What a chance. It wasn't easy, but it was a chance nonetheless.
I don't think the look at this. This is an opportunity, not a difficult opportunity, right? The batter chased that ball, and it doesn't look like our opposition here really wants to win this match because they're dropping catches
Yeah.
left and right.
Catches win matches. If you don't, it does the exact opposite. So
Edmonton Renegades will need to get serious about catching the ball if they want to have any chance because the score is 69 for 4. The target is 108. So we are talking about 40 runs needed.
only 39 off of 46, so well within the range for Southeast Express. And you know a thing or two about Southeast Express. Are they an Atlanta team?
Yes, they are an Atlanta team. There are two Southeast Express team in this competition. Both those teams are in the Division One, and we are watching one of them play to secure us a quarterfinal slot. So this is a match between the 8th seed and the 9th seed to decide the final 8 team that will move on to the quarterfinal stage later this afternoon.
So 7 teams secured, 1 team left to try and creep in. And Bohani Rahil in his second over. An in swinger coming right back into the batter. Dot ball. And he has now 5 dot balls on the trot. So a little bit of pressure now starting to mount on Southeast Express.
Right, especially when you were about to give your wicket away and now you have dot balls, you start to put pressure on yourself unnecessarily because you are afraid that, hey, you know what, I don't want to give away my wicket. So guess what? Maiden over here. The T20 match, a maiden over is a big deal.
That is a gift. 69 for 4 after 13, chasing 108. Now we talk about Atlanta. Johns Creek is very dear to you. You seem to have some. I'll hit. There is something you're pursuing in Johns Creek. Would you give us an idea of what's the latest in that pursuit?
Yes, Ryan, thank you very much for mentioning that. So yes, I have been a resident of Johns Creek over the last 10 years. I've been very engaged in city activities, and I have decided to run for city council election. And the next 3 to 6 weeks become important. It's November 4th, election day, but the early voting starts on October 14th. So it's really next 3 weeks. So I'm here because I did not want to miss the event tonight, which is our annual banquet. Um, but it's busy time for Shafiq in Johns Creek.
So, just to give you guys an idea, yes, Shafiq is running for city council, but to remind you, he is one of the owners or one of the organizers of Cricket America. So, he's very much here doing his due diligence.
And Ryan, as you know, this is our 9th edition of Cricket America Championship. It's a blessing that this tournament has grown from 7 teams in 2017 to 30 teams in 2025. And the fact that we have 2 divisions now, awesome. And so I am extremely delighted.
This one gets a boundary, and Magani, a rare loose delivery. And he was given the treatment. I believe it was a googly back of the arm, and it was tossed up in the air.
Yes, and if you look at this particular shot, Chick took advantage of it, and the fielder had a chance to stop that ball. But unfortunately, sometimes when things don't go your way, they don't go your way all the way, don't go your way. So drop catches, and again, a full toss ball, almost a loop ball. Um, this bowler is interesting because he so-called gives you the opportunity to come up.
Yeah,
But if you don't have footwork,
dead man.
you're dead man. Right? So long as the wicket keeper is good, and
Yeah,
I've seen
sure.
he has missed a couple of opportunities there.
Goes across the line, high in the air. Fielders under it, takes the catch, and the fielding and catching in this match has been superb. Magani gets a wicket, and I believe coming towards the end of his spell, he gets his second. Score goes now to 73 for 5.
So look at this ball. It's looped. He plays across the seam and then unfortunately does not connect because there's ample of landscape there to be able to catch that ball easily. And this is the fifth wicket that falls. So yes, only I think what 30 runs are needed. But who knows what can happen.
So, an important wicket to keep the Renegades in the match. 5 wickets down. Now you're starting to get towards the batters or the all rounders, we should say. All rounders and bowlers. The recognized batters no longer there.
It
No,
will be a mistake for Southeast Express to try to win this match on boundaries, in my view, because there's no need to hit boundaries. Required run rate is less than run a ball.
and I've seen you play cricket. You run between the wickets like lightning. So, not everyone has that gift. That's what I'm trying to bring to the table here.
No, I agree with you that not everyone has a gift of running fast and all that or timing the run. But when your field is somewhat spread out, it's not too difficult to take singles, right? And now and then you will get, have a chance for a double. So that's what I would do when you are chasing less than run a ball.
Megani. Oh, that's an outside edge. No slip. You'll be a brave man to turn down a single from Shafiq, just to let you know. I've seen him out in the wicket. He is one of the quickest, very intense, and he plays his cricket like he does his business.
It's been a blessing to be able to do all those things. And Ryan, as you know, my next journey in life is taking me to another chapter that I never thought I'll be pursuing. But I'm actually running for city council in Johns Creek. The elections are coming up in November. Early voting starts on October 14th. So I have 3 weeks to 6 weeks to earn the trust and the votes of the residents. And I'm looking forward to this journey.
Well, I tell you what, your resume speaks for itself. What you do in this community here, people speak loud and proud about you. Also in Johns Creek, you're known as Mr. Cricket, and that has only happened because you've walked the walk. You went out into the community, you made friends, you made relationships, and you put your name out there because, not because you've wanted a name, because you literally wanted to give an extend of yourself. And Shafiq, as we know him as just one name around here, has now taken that grace and that intent into Johns Creek, and they're going to be only better because of it.
Yes, that is the goal. But I need to get elected first.
Yes, so go out and vote, everyone.
So it is a blessing to be passionate about causes in life, right? And more importantly, the fact that Johns Creek, over the years, I've been able to bring cricket to Johns Creek. And now Johns Creek is the only city in the country that has 7 days of youth cricket in public parks. It's a great achievement, not just for myself, but all those who have been behind me in this journey as well.
Now, something else I wanted to bring up here. We looked at a replay a little while ago, and there was someone who kind of went down with their foot, and you said, you know what? They could have gotten that ball. Well, there is risk and reward here involved in Cricket America because you guys offer or extend this game to people who are of an older age. You can definitely go down and get the ball. This one is high in the air, by the way. One bounce, stopped at the boundary, a long single. There's risk and reward involved here. The fielder goes down, he may not get back up.
especially when it's day three, right? So
Exactly.
you have played your
Exactly.
three matches and you are playing your fourth match. Yes, the weather is not too hot this time around, but it's still young legs don't always stay young when it comes to playing number of matches. So um, this ball is cut towards the third man region. The fielder is chasing behind it, and the batter easily get 2 runs into this. So I think this match is going Southeast Expressway. Um, the score is 79 for 5. Target is 108. So we are talking about less than 30 runs needed. Um, I don't think this is going to be a difficult chase.
You're captain in the side. You're not in the wicket, Shafiq. You've been in the captain's role for many times. Let's see Rahil's delivery first. Do you take the gloves out to the batters? Sometimes you say take a fresh pair of gloves out to the batter. Do you send messages at this point, or you think the batters know what's needed?
I think the batters know what's needed. I mean, if you know where you stand, because there are plenty overs left. There's more than 5 overs left. I think what the batters need to do is take advantage of the spread fielding placement here. All right. Um, and take advantage of it. That looked like a wide, must have, touched the pads or something here because the umpire decides not to call a wide. I'm just surprised that the field is so spread out, knowing the fact that this is a do or die game. Um, I always believe that, you know, you're going to lose fighting and not just give it away.
Go down swinging.
Go down swinging, and because sometimes when you put pressure, things can happen.
This one is punched through the offside. Extra cover gives chase. Batter comes back for a rare two. Rahil in this over, if my math serves me correctly, has given up 7 runs. My mother will be proud. One more delivery left to complete the 15th. 82 for 5.
So, right, we were talking about the fact that today is day three. What will be interesting, whoever wins this match, there's a full toss pulled away to the backward square leg area for 4. That was a gift given by the bowler, and the batter just waited and took advantage of that particular look. This ball was, I think, a gift.
Shafiq, you were playing in the playground as a boy, and the ice cream truck showed up. That's Rahil showing up and offering.
Come, the truck driver started to reach out now.
Exactly.
Coming, all right?
That's right.
Because the batter had enough time to move around and take advantage of that gift, and now we are less than, or we are 22 runs away from a victory here. But Ryan, what I was going to say is that irrespective of which team wins, they have to play another match this afternoon, all right?
Against one of the better teams being the 8th seed.
Because they will play number one seed.
Correct.
And not only that, the number one seed that has fresh legs. So they have not played this morning. But again, anything can happen in T20 format. We know that even putting up 180 some runs, all you need is just 3 players make 40 plus runs, and before you know, so cricket is a funny game.
Especially when you abbreviate it like in T20. Anything could happen.
T20 is a different format, and but this match seems to be going the Southeast Expressway. There were a few opportunities that the Renegades had, and I think if they had taken those opportunities, they would have put pressure on the batting side to potentially make some additional mistakes. But today is day three. Tomorrow will be day four. So as we know, we have two divisions. We are going to walk away at the end of the day with 4 semifinalists with each of the divisions, two divisions, and those semifinal matches will get played in the morning. So there'll be 4 semifinal matches, two in Division One, two in Division Two, leading to the two finals. So this is the first year that we will have two finals because of the two division format that has been incorporated this year.
Quick story about the Renegades. They finished almost 20th last year when there was just one division. They went to the captain Malik. He proposed to say, you know what? We're gonna try our hat. We're gonna throw a hat in the ring in Division 1. Guess what? They threw their hat in the ring, they challenged themselves, and now the Renegades are in the pre-quarterfinal match. May not be turning out the way they would like it to be, but they took their chance and they absolutely represented their team incredibly in this 2025 Cricket America season. This one is driven. Another dot ball. Oh, a single actually. Batters being a little desperate, understanding just 22 off of 30.
So, you are absolutely correct, Ryan. I mean, Edmonton Renegades, they are a recent addition to this particular competition. As you know, this is the ninth edition. But the fact that they have the hunger um, to continue to play better
Just
every
to
year.
compete too. To
Yeah.
compete.
Every year, I think, what we are seeing is uh, teams look forward to this competition because they know it's a well-organized competition. The fact that this year we have two divisions, I think the teams appreciated that because even the initial matches, oh, this ball is driven beautifully, the cover region. Will this cross? Yes, it goes over the boundary for 4 runs. Nicely driven shot. And so I think, as competition improves and you play Division One, you have better teams. So even in the preliminary matches, you're playing against good teams. It also sets a momentum going into the playoffs, right? Because you haven't just played your lose matches in the preliminary rounds. You've played against good teams, and there have been some very close matches. I know day one we had a match going super over. There was a match that was decided in the last over. So a lot of close matches have been played. Uh, I believe one of the matches at Southeast Express, this particular team that we are watching, played against Toronto Stars. A bowler was hit for 36 runs.
Whew.
All right.
Who was batting? Gary Sobers?
Lefty was batting.
It felt like it, right?
Right? Because he was hit for 5 6s,
Oh,
1 4, and he gave 2 wides.
stop it. It's painful just hearing it.
And when you give away 36 runs in a T20 format and you are protecting 160 runs, it's a painful process.
Listen, I was never much of a bowler, but I was hit for 3 consecutive 4s bowling my little off spinners. And I tell you what, you have no idea where to put the ball after you've just conceded three boundaries in a row. You try to hide it. The batsman knows you're going to try to hide it, so he's waiting for it. So it's a thankless job sometimes bowling, especially in this format.
Yes, and the other thing that happens is when you are a right arm bowler and you have a left-hander batter, to bowl line and length to a left-hander as a right arm bowler, sometimes it takes an art to get it right. And when you get hit, now you are questioning, should I come around the wicket, over the wicket, what
You
should I
start
do?
doing math in your head. You start thinking all kind of things. What
And
do I
then
do?
you
Yeah,
bowl twice, and
correct.
oh, I bowled straight, but that ball got hit for
I
another
know.
six. So
Yeah,
it takes courage
it
to
does.
come back.
You know what? Just talk cricket in general. I did a minor league match, USA minor league cricket. I did a match last week in Orlando. The wicket itself, the ground was spectacular. The wicket itself held up. It made good batters out, but it also, because they were used to playing through the line of the ball in this format of the game, but it brought back a bit of genuine cricket where the batter now has to go out and be like, you know what? I have to refine. This may go to the boundary, but the batter almost has to go back to the technique, go back to when he was a little boy learning the game and bat in. Do you miss those days when the batters actually had to figure things out?
Um, I think the T20 format has changed the dynamics where you don't have that much time
Yeah.
to figure things out, right? So players have to adapt quickly. Um, the pitches here at Prairie View Cricket Complex are greener pitches and they play through. So, the ball is going to come through. You just got to stay on the pitch a couple of overs.
Yeah,
And,
till it dries out.
you know, the Florida pitch is a clay pitch, all right? And the ball will stop. And is it easy to play on those pitches? No, it's not because it's not commonly used type of surface around the country. Most of the
Hmm.
surfaces are closer to the Prairie View complex pitches. So yeah, but if you're gonna adjust, you gotta adjust quickly. Um, do we do do I think there's an opportunity for players to um, play better cricket if they just put their head down and bat it? Yes.
But would you be concerned if more of those wickets were being used in T20 cricket, where the batter, you don't just go through play the line of the ball, score 180 and walk off the pitch, but more of a 120, 140 is a
I think
competitive score?
both is good because if you think about the longer version or the longest version, which is Test cricket, you know, people learn to bat all day, right? So I think if it's that kind of a pitch condition, you have to adjust. So I would like that because then the true batters come out and the true techniques come out. It's not just swinging your bat.
What I am The point I'm trying to make here, and it's all going to come back to this. I think in this format of the game, I think in this sport, it is bat against ball. What happens when you strip the ball of all of its tools and you give all the tools to the batter? Then it's not really much a bat against ball anymore, is it?
No, I think then it's mind against
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, you're just racing against time,
Yeah.
really. You know.
So I think it's a good thing to have different surfaces. Here is another boundary that is hit. So this match is really getting close to being finished. But Ryan, to your point, when you have different surfaces and you have to adjust as a batter, and even as a bowler, right? Sometimes, you may think you are a quick bowler, but if the pitch is not helping you, then you got to figure out how you're going to get wickets, right?
Mhm.
So it's always good to have different surfaces because then it makes the mental capacity of the player shine.
I think I love that point, and I just would like to see that be an ongoing process where batters are not showing up saying, "Okay, it's my typical pitch. I'm just going to play through the line of the ball. If I get off the middle of the bat, I score 50. If I don't, I'm out for 10." I would like to see a little bit more batting in at the crease.
Yeah, I think you're right about that because T20 is a completely different format,
Yeah,
right?
and it's grooming the young batters into believing that I'm supposed to
Swing
go
my
the
bat
yeah
number one.
and
Yeah,
be rewarded.
that's true. So I think the good thing in this country is that there's a lot of youth cricket that is playing on turf surface.
Yeah,
Different parts of the country, whether it's Atlanta. Atlanta turf wickets are very similar to the Florida turf wicket, versus the turf wickets that we've seen here are similar to the Woodley turf wickets in California or the Dallas turf wicket at the stadium. So I think having different surfaces is a good thing from a young age perspective. But the reality of the fact is that cricket in this country is growing tremendously at the youth level.
just to let everyone know, this one is volleyed into mid off, drop catch. But this is the Prairie View Cricket Ground in Hampstead, Texas. Picturesque. I believe it's 4 or 5 fields.
Five fields.
5 fields in this very compound. Six we're hearing now. Do I get seven? 6 fields?
Six fields, but the sixth one is not often used because it is under repairs at this time. So the five are actively used, and looks like this match is almost done. Need 6 runs in 3 overs, 18 balls, and we saw another drop catch or drop catch opportunity. So I think Renegades could have been more in this game if they had taken advantage of the opportunities that were offered to them. Uh, but that's how the game plays sometimes,
The Renegades' innings crumbled after their captain Malik was caught fantastically at the boundary by Afridi. But this man, Hafiz, had 3 wickets in his first 3 overs. He put pressure on Southeast Express. They couldn't maintain that pressure. He's brought back, hoping that he can get a wicket or two to turn this game on its side. He bowls gentle outswingers. Let's see if he can find a wicket here.
why now? Why not earlier? Right?
Where were you 10 minutes ago to talk to the captain?
Because this match is pretty much done. I don't want to save my good bowler to
Yeah,
miss it when only 6 runs are needed.
go down swinging, right? Like you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta, and I think cricket is probably the only sport that I'm aware of as a team sport where the coaches The managers can't do anything because they are just on the sideline.
Yeah.
It is the
Captain.
that makes the decision. Yes, the captain potentially can be, advised from the sideline. Hey, maybe this is what you want to do.
The captain is given a game plan, but the famous quote by Mike Tyson, everybody goes into the ring with a game plan until you get that first punch in your mouth, and then the game plan goes out of the window, right?
Absolutely. And I think cricket is one of those things. So I think the role of the captain in cricket is crucial, because the team looks to the captain to make decisions to keep them on the winning side. And sometimes I've seen captains make some stupid decisions, right? Where they have uh, brought down the morale of the team.
This one is smashed away, and that's it. One bounce, Southeast Express move on to the quarterfinals. They make the total look easy. A fantastic middle order partnership between Arnis Uda and Afridi. And that was enough to take them over the finish line, take us through the last shot.
Short ball, and Ernest takes advantage of it. He knows I only need to swing my bat one more time. And he absolutely capitalizes on that short ball. Ernest walks away scoring 19 runs. And looks like he's the man of the match because of the fact that not only he scored 19 runs, but also took 3 wickets um, in his 2 overs. So congratulations to the Southeast Express Blue team winning this pre-quarterfinal. And now
But
get ready.
Shafiq, correct. They say this, well, you mentioned to us before, they get through this one, but now they play the number one team.
The number one team, who is number one for a reason. They have fresh legs because they did not play this morning. Um, but we just got to be hungry to say it doesn't matter. I'm going to rest up and come back. So Edmonton Renegades walk away with this particular tournament as number 9 seed in Division 1. So unfortunately, they will be demoted to Division 2 because the way this tournament division concept works is the bottom 4 teams from
Love it.
Division 1 will get demoted to Division 2. The top 4 teams from Division 2 will move on to Division 1 next year.
Opportunities. That's all you can ask for. Opportunities. So Edmonton Renegades, they've traveled a long way, correct? Coming south of the border and getting a chance to play in the US. Again, they're going to be demoted, but this is what Cricket America offers: opportunities for teams to come in, experience this fantastic game. Edmonton Renegades took a chance, played up in Division 1, got a chance to get into the quarterfinals, did not work out. Southeast Express Blue taking up their familiar position in the quarterfinals in the 2025 Cricket America. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast. When we come back, we'll have a quarterfinal match. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.